Hello and welcome back to our last Calving video of 2023 or 2024, sorry. Yeah, it's our last Calving update video of 2024 and our last cow or heifer or whatever to calf in 2024. The rest to be calving next year in 2025. So this one here is a cow. She's had several calves before of her own, and she has another addition to that bloodline got as well. So I think we'll get straight into it. You must know the routine by this point. So yeah, she was due on the 23rd of December, and me and the father, the boss man, thought she might bring maybe a week or 10 days on with her, but she calved on the 26th of December on St. Stephen's Day. The calf is a heifer, and she calved in the morning by herself, because me and the father came down to feed the cattle, and then we went to clean out her pen and give her silage, and then we realised there was a new addition to the family roaming about. So we didn't know if she had sucked or not. The calf was standing up and the cow was standing up, and you know, they weren't lying down, they weren't really content, so we weren't 100% sure if she had calved or not, or not calved, but sucked and got milk or not. So we put the cow into this pen here where I'm standing, and we milked her. We got a bottle full of milk out of her. But while we were milking her, we found that there was a couple of teats on her that were clean. Now she's in a pen, so the only way they could have gotten cleaned, that wasn't us, is maybe the calf. So we think that the calf may have maybe got a small drop out of her, but failed then to get the rest or whatnot. So we milked the cow anyways. We put a bottle into the calf, and the calf sort of took the bottle fairly well. She drank the bottle down, because usually when we have a cow and calf and we're not 100% sure if the calf is sucked or not, we do always put the cow into the little pen there and milk her, and sometimes we do find it hard to get the milk into the calf, because we realise then he's sucked, but we do sort of, in a friendly way possible, just make him drink whatever is in the bottle. He will spill an odd bit out here and there, but you know, other than that, we usually make them drink the milk that we milked out of the cow. But this calf here, she was fairly hungry, fairly thirsty, and she gulped down the milk in no time. So yeah, she probably got a small bit by herself, which is one of the reasons why there was one or two teats cleaned or looked cleaned, because she might have sucked. But yeah, and the calf now is obviously behind the cow there. She's lying down. But as I was recording the first clip there, she was sort of up and lively and walking about. So it's a nice, healthy, lively calf to have, and obviously a heifer, as I said, as well. So it'll be, in 2 years' time, a nice replacement heifer, which is nice. So obviously she's the new addition into the calves that calved already this year, which are obviously out here. 2 bigger calves are being weaned off, and then the 3 lash calves that were born in around August time are all in here. I have a video about that made. Whether or not it'll be up before this or after this, I don't know, but yeah, that is that. The next ones to calf then are the heifers out here. We have 3 heifers in calf. As you can see, 3 heifers there. And the first one to calf is this sort of brownie one, or reddy one. And I don't know if you can tell, but she's fairly heavy in calf. So I don't know, is it going to be one big lump of a calf, or is it going to be twins? But heifers, unlike the cow out here and other cows, the heifers don't tend to always calf on their own. Even cows don't always tend to calf on their own. But if cows have maybe 4 or 5 cows before their 5th or 6th calf, and it's an easy calf or a small calf, or a sized calf that they themselves can easily throw out, because she could have thrown out a bigger calf than what she did throw out, but we'll get into that now in a minute. But yeah, heifers won't tend to be able to calve on their own. They might need assistance. So these 3 heifers here, I'm not saying that not 1 or 2 of them might calve on their own. That there's a possibility that some of them might calve on their own. But 9 times out of 10 for a heifer, a first time calfer, they will need some sort of assistance. And hopefully it's only the assistance of a jack. A vet won't need to be called in. So hopefully it's not that sort of assistance. Just if they need assistance, we can do it with a jack and pull the calf out if need be. But yeah, I think the majority here that calved earlier throughout the year are all cows, and she's a cow as well. So I think they all calved on their own, I believe. Maybe one might have needed a bit of attendance, I can't remember, but more or less the majority of these calved on their own, like this one out here. So when we've done the whole reshufflement in here, as I mentioned, there is a video about that. Whether or not it'll be up before or after this video, we put this cow out here, so it was probably maybe a week or maybe just a couple of days before her due date. We put her out into this pen, you know, just for calving and all that, and keep a close eye on her. But just, you know, keep a close eye on her, and it gave us then room to wean off calves and all that. But we thought, you know, she was a cow, she'd probably bring her a couple of days on with her. She didn't. She only brought, what was it, 3 days on? St. Stephen's Day? A St. Stephen's Day calf. So yeah, and when me and the father came down, she must have calved a few hours, because the cleanings were on the ground. Luckily she wasn't too bothered about it. She might have ate some of it, but there was still a lump of cleanings on the floor as well. And the calf was also walking about and licked. And obviously, as I mentioned, when we were milking the cow, there was a teat or 2 sort of cleaned. Looks like they were sucked. So he was calved maybe an hour or 2 before me and the father came down to do our feeding duties down here. But she was heavy now, and there might still be resemblance of a bit of heaviness on her as well. Just like the heifer out here, the heifer is quite heavy looking as well. The camera probably won't pick it up as justice, but she is heavy. She is heavy in calf. So I don't know what type of calf she'll throw out, but there'll be a big brute of a calf, or possibly maybe even twins, or just like the cow out here, it might just be a normal sized calf that won't cause too much difficulties, hopefully. Touch wood. But yeah, we thought, you know, she was fairly heavy in calf, like the heifer out there. She was quite big. So we thought she might have a more of a bigger brute of a calf than what she had, or possibly even twins. But yeah, the camera probably isn't doing it justice, but she has, after having the calf, she has sort of eased down a bit. She's not as heavy looking as she was. So but Christ, she was heavy. She was heavy, and I mean heavy. And me and the father actually did think that there was a possibility there could be a bigger brute of a calf in her, or maybe possibly even twins. And even if there was a big brute of a calf in her, not too big now, but maybe a bit bigger than the calf that's there, maybe a similar size to the calves that were born in August, the size that they are now. If there was that size sort of calf inside her, she probably would still be able to manage to push a calf of that size out, because one, she's a cow, she's had many calves, she knows how to calf, she knows all that sort of routine, and two, she was heavy in calf, but also heavy in weight as well, so she had a bit of thrust to her, so she could have been able to calf a slightly bigger calf. But I'm not complaining. The calf she has is a very, very nice calf, and obviously a heifer, which is a nice bonus for us. Whether it's a heifer or a bull, it doesn't really matter, because heifers we keep as replacements, and bulls we do either sell them as bulls, which is on a rare case. Most often we do clam them, put them out into the fields, onto pastures, feed them meal out in the fields, then bring them into the house when it's time to bring them in. We might feed them meal again and then get rid of them and hopefully get a solid price for them. But heifers we do keep as replacements, like a lot of farmers maybe would do in the suckler business. But yeah, a nice St. Stephen's Day calf, a nice little surprise, and an alive and happy calf, and a happy mother as well. And there's the calf lying down, as snug as a bug in a rug. So yeah, that is it, resting. But anyways, I think I have said it all, and that will be the end of today's video. So thank you very much for watching. The last cow and the last calf of 2024 is calved, and bring on 2025. Hopefully we'll have nice couple of calves in 2025 as well. So yeah, I think the only ones that will be calving relatively early is this one here in January, and I think them two then are in February. So it's a nice early couple of months. They can calve, the calf can get sort of big and strong. Eventually maybe the calf might go out with the calf creep or something, and then come maybe the last week or two of April or the month of May, we'll be letting the whole lot out, and the calves, the newborn calves like that one out there, and whatever the heifers produce, will be strong enough to let out into fields, and they'll be happy when they get a bit of fresh air and out to roam in a bigger environment. But yeah, that is going to be the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my merch, the link to that will be down in the description, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Take care.